Hello everyone, Skits here and welcome to top 10 Fallout New Vegas mods that came out in September, October and November of 2016. Now the reason why I am doing 3 months in one video is that since it is middle of November, there weren't enough mods for me to make a separate video just about November, and also because there were tons of mods in September and October that I wanted to cover, but I did not have time to. Also, I'm sorry for the inactivity on this channel for the last 3 months, but due to school I was unable to produce any videos. And now without any further delays, let's get to it. Starting off, we've got animated combat takedowns by ILikeToPunch and TommInfinite. This mod adds ability to do animated combat takedowns on your enemies in combat. These new takedowns basically include a new style of gameplay that you can use and also some brand new animations. Now whenever you are fighting an enemy, either when you are sneaking or when you're in the middle of a battle, you can do a takedown by just pressing a hotkey. This takedown will not kill an enemy, instead it will just knock them down, and then you can either loot them or finish them off if you want. Now like I mentioned, there are some completely new animations for this mod that look absolutely amazing, even though they are sometimes a bit buggy. I never thought that this type of gameplay would be ever available in Gamebryo, and it only shows that the limits of this engine are almost limitless. Now in mod configuration menu you can set this mod up to be either for stealth only, or you can even make other NPCs use these takedowns on you as well, but bear in mind that that feature is not completely finished yet, and therefore you can encounter some bugs while using it. Overall, these new takedowns are absolutely phenomenal. They add new layer of gameplay into the game, and they are something new and fresh that was never seen in New Vegas before, and I would definitely recommend them to anyone. Next up, we've got Asurah S.T.A.L.K.E.R weapon and armor pack by Decer, GST, Hitman 47101, and HaxorusShiny. This mod adds a bunch of new weapons and armors from S.T.A.L.K.E.R series. As some of you may know, S.T.A.L.K.E.R is my favorite series of all time. I like it even more than Fallout, and therefore I was very glad when I saw this mod. Now for those of you that never played S.T.A.L.K.E.R, it is also a post-apocalyptic game that happens around Chernobyl nuclear plant. And when it comes to atmosphere and general feel of the game, it is pretty similar to Fallout. That's why I think that all of these new armors and weapons can fit pretty well inside of Fallout world. Now of course all of these armors and textures have new custom textures that were created and modeled after their S.T.A.L.K.E.R counterparts. And weapons also include custom animations, sounds from S.T.A.L.K.E.R, new weapon attachments, separate headgears and so on. All of the armors and weapons of course look absolutely amazing, and as soon as I tried them out in my game, I felt like I was playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R again. So therefore, if you're a fan of the series, or if you just like new armors and weapons, then you should definitely check out this mod. Coming up next, we've got Rump's presidential race by Jokerine. This mod adds a new quest that takes you on a journey to help Rump become a president of Mojave. If you did not notice, Rump is a mole rat that has few troubles running his campaign in Mojave, and it is up to you to help him. Now considering how the elections in America turned out, I just had to include this mod because I think it is very appropriate at the moment. If you have been following elections so far, I think you're gonna be pretty familiar with all of the jokes that are in this mod, including Rump's dialogue and all the other various hits and nods to the presidential election. Now when it comes to its gameplay, it is mainly dialogue based quest mod that is also pretty short. It will take you maybe around 1 hour to complete, but nevertheless it is still pretty sweet, and if you stay loyal to Rump, you're even going to get some action fighting against demo mole rats. Now there are also a few outcomes to this quest mod. You can either stop supporting Rump or make a few decisions along the way that will help or destroy his campaign. Of course, this mod is also fully voice acted, and I have to say that the voice acting for Rump was pretty good, so overall this is a short but a sweet and funny quest mod that is a definite must play for any Americans. Coming up next, we've got Iguazu Shopping Center, a mall in the strip by Jokerine. This mod adds a brand new mall into the game that is located on the strip right next to the Vault 21. Inside of it you can find tons of new shops, vendors and even some small quests to complete. When it comes to shops and vendors, there is a big variety of them. You can find gym here where you can boost your statistics. You can find a fully functional casino right under the stairs. You can find 2 new shops that will sell you food and special drinks if you want. There is even a cookie seller. And if you feel like buying new weapons or getting healed or changing your haircut, you can do that as well. If you also want to have some fun, there is a brothel here. And if you gain access to a special room, you can even get and talk with an owner of this mall, and access to his room that also comes with a few new functions. Other than that, in this mall we can also find tons of new clutter items that were created just specifically for this mod. What I also really liked are the new wacky characters that are sometimes voice acted, and they also have some very interesting personalities and dialogue. What I really enjoyed about this mall is that it blends naturally with the strip. Overall, this is a very cool, unique and small mod that for me definitely fits in my game, and I have to say that I did enjoy it. Next up, we've got even better loading screens and main menu replacer by rainvendor. This mod, as its name suggests, adds a bunch of new loading screens into your game. Now the difference between this mod and all the other loading screens mods is that these loading screens have no watermarks, they're all in high resolution, and when it comes to my personal taste, I quite enjoyed all of the pictures that are featured in it. Now if you want, you can even replace the Bethesda's logo with the black isle logo, and of course all of the loading screens fit into Fallout, and they vary from different fan arts from other people to an official art that was created by the Fallout team. Now obviously there isn't much to talk about this mod. If you enjoy what you see and what you can find on the mod page, then I think you should definitely give these loading screens a chance. Next up, we've got yet another small mod called Pip-Boy counters for Rads and hardcore needs by ZuTheSkunk. Now this mod is pretty self-explanatory, and just by reading its name we pretty much know what you get. Now at the side of your Pip-Boy you will see what time it is, your radiation meter, and how hungry, thirsty or sleepy are you. This mod supports tons of different popular Pip-Boy mods, so I'm pretty sure even your Pip-Boy is going to be included. Now of course this mod is very useful for people that like immersion and don't want any HUD on their screen, since now all they need to do is just open a Pip-Boy and they can see some of the most important statistics there. Thanks to this mod you don't even have to press the wait button to see what time it is, or go to the statistics to see how you're doing in terms of radiation, thirst, hunger or sleep. Visually these meters also fit in the Pip-Boy design, and I definitely enjoyed them. So if this mod is the type of mod you would enjoy, then I think you should definitely go ahead and check it out. Now let's take a look at Traveller Armour by hagyjalbeken. This mod adds a new custom armor into the game that you can find on Nipton Road Rest tab. This mod is not a retexture or a mashup, and it comes with the new custom textures and model, and I personally have to say that Mato did a pretty good job. The armor itself consists of few different pieces, so you can create any combination you want. For example, you can have the headgear on your neck, on your eyes or even above your head. And if you feel like, you can wear the chest piece, or you don't have to if you don't want. Now of course each part of the armor has a different statistic. The base armor offers a DT of 9 and +1 to agility, vest has damage threshold of 2, and vest with a breastplate offers damage threshold of 5 and +1 to endurance. So if you want to have max protection, it is best to wear the full armor. When it comes to quality of textures and model, like I said, I did enjoy them. They are high res and feel pretty unique to me, and I also think they are ragged enough to fit into the Fallout wasteland. So overall a pretty good armor mod that I did like. Make sure you also check out some of the modder's previous work. He made a few great armors before, and I'm looking forward to his next work. Next up we've got Transcendence by Kazopert. If you followed any of the author's previous work, you pretty much know what you can expect in this mod as well. It is a quest mod that adds a new abandoned complex into the game that has an engaging story, gameplay mainly full of exploration, and also pretty good combat that is pretty balanced but a little bit easy sometimes. You can begin this quest by going to the Boulder City Saloon and reading a terminal. After that all you have to do is follow the quest marker, and then when you get to the complex, make sure you read every terminal, since otherwise you cannot enjoy the story and you will only get like half of this quest mod's enjoyment. Like I said, other than an engaging story, this quest mod is mainly about exploration. There are tons of different sideways you're going to take to find various keys so that you can move forward into this quest. And if you won't pay attention, you're going to have a hard time. If you won't rush it, this quest mod can take you around an hour and a half to complete. And if you just want to go through it and take it as a simple dungeon, you're still going to need around 40 or 45 minutes. So if you enjoy interesting stories and also like a little bit of exploration and combat in your quest mod, then you should definitely check this one out. Moving on, we've got Firewatch Player Home by Bloodmeat08. This mod adds a new player home mod into the game that you can find near Ranger Station Foxtrot, and it comes with its own custom map marker. It was inspired by Firewatch, So if you ever watch that show, you're going to be pretty familiar with this house. Now I personally never watched Firewatch, but I was still interested in this house, mainly because I like the idea of having an hideout in a tower, and also because Matthew created most of this stuff by himself and only used few clutter items from Fallout assets. Therefore most of the things you can see here are custom, and I have to say that they look pretty good. Now fortunately there are no workbenches in this place, and therefore you can only use it to sleep and store items. Considering its location in the wild, I think it is appropriate that it doesn't have any workbenches, since for me personally this is the type of house where you only go where you need to unload items and take a break before you embark on another adventure. So therefore, like I said, if you're a fan of Firewatch or if you like these type of houses, then I'm sure you're going to like this one. And last but not least, we've got the mod review request for Remington rolling block rifle by 45 Long Colt. This mod adds a new weapon into the game that you can buy at gun runners, or you can also find the unique version, All Glorious, located at the Yangtze Memorial. It comes with custom textures and models. It however doesn't use any custom animations, and I have to say that the vanilla animations are not really that amazing for this weapon. But when it comes to its model and textures, I did like them. You can clearly see that the modder has put a lot of work into this weapon, especially into its unique version that also comes with a scope and a small American flag attached to it. When it comes to combat, it is kinda semi-useful since it can only store one bullet, and therefore if you want to utilize it in battle, your accuracy has to be very good. There are also two versions of this weapon when it comes to its ammunition. There is the 44 caliber one and the .45-70 variant, and the main difference between them is that the second version does more damage. However, the first version requires lower strength level and also weighs less. Overall a pretty good weapon that comes with good looking textures and model, and if you want to try out some old school rifle in your game, then I think you should go ahead and check this one out. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it. Like I said in the beginning, I'm sorry for the inactivity in the last couple of months, but school has prevented me from creating any videos. Hopefully I will be able to make a few more videos in January and February, and until then I don't think I will have any time for more videos. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments, subscribe for more Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 content, and I will see you next time.